It's a rare occasion when a storyline on Grey's Anatomy causes me to laugh at the circumstances surrounding a diagnosis. It's been 20 seasons, and we've all seen and heard it all. You can imagine my surprise when a woman named Jillian literally screamed to her husband in the ER that she was having an affair and, at that moment, realized that shouting kept her head from pounding. How did we get here? I'm glad you asked. Jillian and Cassandra arrive at Grey Sloan at the same time. Both have been involved in an accident. We later learn that the women were making out like teenagers in the back of Jillian's car, and in the horizontal heat of the moment, someone kicks the vehicle into drive, ramming it straight into Cassandra's parked car. Smirks pass between Owen, Quan, and Millen. A hot pink bra passes between them, too. Suddenly, Jillian begs Owen, Kevin McKidd, to shut the curtain because her husband Aaron is frantically looking for her after receiving a message that the car has been in a crash. Jillian works to keep Cassandra a secret, but things don't add up, and Aaron is asking way too many logical questions for Jillian to field. In a moment of panic, Jillian loses her patience and screams at the top of her lungs that she's having an affair. Instead of interpreting her wide eyes as shock resulting from the admission of guilt, Jillian tells Owen that she doesn't feel pain when she yells. Amelia's, Katerina Scorsone, fancy diagnosis is code for something that happens when you get whiplash. It's a super easy surgery. Jillian is happy. Cassandra is relieved. Poor Aaron is left out in the cold, complaining to Owen that he doesn't know when things got convoluted in his 20-year marriage. This makes Owen pause. Teddy, Kim Raver, has noticed something is off with him lately. Thankfully, it's nothing as scandalous as him cheating on Teddy with some rando in the back of an SUV. Instead, he's scared to share his rough days and challenges with Teddy because he doesn't want her to be stressed out. She solves this irrational fear by having sex with him in her office. At least Jillian had a diagnosis. Poor pregnant Lauren nearly lost her life because her lab work came in after giving birth. Was I the only one muttering nonsense to the screen, begging showrunners not to let this lady die on the operating table? Lauren is in the hospital with her little girl because her husband slipped and fractured his wrist. While waiting to be treated, Lauren complains of Braxton Hicks. Griffith, Alexis Floyd, is smart enough to take Lauren upstairs to have Joe, Camilla Luddington, check her out. And it's a good thing, too, because Lauren is in labor. Sadly, she has a seizure and is rushed to the OR to have her baby. Karina DeLuca, Stefania Spampinato, shows up to help out with all the complications after the healthy baby is born. I feel like I haven't seen her in years. Quite honestly, I thought she was Amelia with the surgical mask on. Bailey, Chundra Wilson, joins in, too, and all eyes are on Griffith when she freezes near the table. She's having flashbacks of her own mother. Remember how Griffith's mom died giving birth to her? Fortunately, Lauren is brought back after crashing in the OR. Joe blames herself for not rushing the blood work. She tells Link, Chris Carmack, that she's going to focus solely on OB from now on. Raise your hand if you thought that's what she was already doing. Griffith handles the pressure by getting drunk on shots of tequila. So much tequila. Bailey drives her home, pumps her full of coffee, and forgives Griffith when she confesses to Bailey that Lauren's story could have ended with that baby not knowing her mother, just like Griffith. Bailey, being Bailey, gives a wonderful monologue that reminds her protege that she did everything correctly and is a good surgeon. Let's just skip over that freezing part. And guess what? Everyone's favorite gunshot victim, Dorian, is on day 51 in the hospital and moving out of the ICU. Happy days are here again. My boy is finally going to get that hamburger he's been craving for the entire season. And he has super fun friends from the engineering department in his regular room, ready to catch him up on all he's missed at school. Of course, something happens to Dorian's gut, and it starts leaking, which means he has to go back to the ICU. Adams, Nico Taro, barks at his friends for being so annoying with their future plans and wonders out loud why no one has come to see him before today. Yasuda, Midori Francis, intervenes, instructs Adams to take a walk, and then berates him for being such a jackwagon these last few days. Adams loves the exchange. It's the most normal he's felt in weeks. Apparently, all he needs to stop brooding by himself at the cafeteria lunch table is Yasuda reminding him that he's still part of their awkward group. Griffith is drunk. Quan, Harry Shum Jr., and Millen, Adelaide Kane, are about to try out Jillian's preferred environment for sex, thanks to a lost bet. And Adams is Skywalker again. All is right with their little world.